Well, if you get too down on it that you missed a trade, I think it also blinds you to another trade setup that could be happening on that same pair. And that really kind of brings down your psychology.
Hey, it's Walter here, and you're at the Think Profit podcast, where we're going to help you develop a rock-solid trading confidence and avoid the potentially endless cycle of system switching. Right, Hugh?
That's right. We're going to help you develop a wealth mindset, develop a trading strategy that fits your core personality, and help you overcome the obstacles that stop over 90% of traders.
All right, Hugh, sounds good. You ready to go?
Yeah, let's do this. Hey, Walter. Today we're going to talk about patience. Johnny wrote in and he asked, I'm having trouble sticking with profitable trades. And he makes some profit on some, but I think he's really dealing with cutting his trades too short, or he feels like he's cutting his trades too short, his profits too short, and he's getting out a little too early. So what would you say to that, and what kind of tips would you have for him?
Yeah, well, that's a common one. So I'll tell you a story. So I had a friend who was a scalper, and he traded the 3-minute charts. And there were plenty of days, he would trade the New York Open. There were plenty of days when he would be kicking himself because he would literally like get in on the double top on the 3-minute charts of the day, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I said, well, dude, that's not your strategy. Like, your strategy is to make 15 pips, 20 pips. Like, that's how he traded. Look, it's a missed opportunity. So one of the biggest things for trading, like I missed one last week. I had a Swissy trade all set up. I put everything in perfectly, my order and everything, and it didn't retrace enough. It was a sell limit. It didn't retrace enough to get me in the Swissy, and then I watched it go literally like the next 24 hours. And that's the hard thing, right, about trading.
Yeah.
I think you just need to decide who you're going to be, because if you're going to be the type of trader who bags those really big wins and that's what you're looking at on the chart, you're going, oh, wow, I missed that. Then you need to build that into your strategy. Okay. So if you're a 3-minute chart trader and you want to occasionally get those big wins, maybe you take like 2/3 of your trade off when you hit 20 pip target, and then you trail the rest. And then, 1 out of every 8 or whatever, you'll get a nice big fat win, and that will bump up your average R. But trading is dealing with the missed opportunities, dealing with the emotions, dealing with, figuring out why you do certain things when you shouldn't, which is all the psychology of it, which is what we talk about here, right? So, yeah. I mean, either build it in or just let it go. That's what I would say.
Hey there, I hope you're finding this episode useful. I just wanted to let you know that Walter and I give away something valuable every month that helps traders improve their skills. You can enter to win by simply leaving an iTunes review and leaving a comment on our YouTube videos. At the end of each month, we'll look at the comments and reviews from the month, and we'll pick a winner at random. Each comment and each review counts for 1 entry during the month that it's submitted. So if you're interested in that, be sure to enter after this podcast is over. All right, back to the episode. Yeah. I think a lot of that is also like, you don't think another good opportunity will come along again. If you just keep in mind that, okay, there's going to be another opportunity out there, there's going to be another chance to make some money, then you can just let this one go and, take whatever you make, 1 R, 2 R, whatever your plan was, and then not really obsess about missing this one trade.
It's so true, man. And that to follow up on that Swissy, the next couple days, I had a New Zealand yen trade, and I got in at like within like 2 or 3 pips of the high of the day and sold. And it, so one of them, it went to where I wanted to get in, and the other one, it didn't, it didn't retrace enough. So that's exactly it. Like I think, and that's one of the things I learned from my friend who was doing the 3-minute scalping stuff. He would say that like all the time. He would go, oh, well, there's always going to be another trade. Like he was really good about that. Yeah. And I guess that's easier when you're trading the 3-minute charts.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
If you're trading the daily charts, and you get like 8 signals a month or whatever, and you're like, well, there will be another one. Yeah, could be another 2 weeks or so. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's true. And I think it also blinds you to, well, if you get too down on it that you missed a trade, I think it also blinds you to another trade setup that could be happening on that same pair. And that really kind of brings down your psychology and your profitability too, right?
You're right. Yeah, that's a great point. And it's also why, when you think about it, I learned this from an old trader. He was saying that, when you're in a trade and you're like riding it out, and then you finally get completely out of the trade, if you think about it, why did you get out of that trade? Okay, so if you bought, for example, you bought the pound and it went up, and then you got your signals and they all got you out of the trade, why wouldn't you just go short? You know what I mean? Is there a difference between an exit signal and an entry signal? For some systems, there isn't. So he would say that the reason why traders have a hard time getting right back in is because they've spent all their psychic psychological energy on the trade and they kind of want to rest. And I totally identify with that. And I was like, wow, that makes a lot of sense. And I think that's kind of what you're getting at. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of part of that thing. Yeah.
Yeah. You're tired and you just want to take a break.
Yeah. You don't want to deal. You just want to deal.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good point. Okay, cool. Thanks, Walter.
Thanks.
All information in this podcast is for educational and informational purposes only and is not trading or investment advice.